back to my channel, Food with Chanell. If you're new, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell and join the family. If you're new, let me know, drop a comment below. Grateful for you all. I'm grateful for you all on TikTok, on my Insta, and all of that. And I had to come back with another video. This week, well, I say this week, this month, I've kept on thinking about what do I want to make for YouTube. And normally, to be fair, I do plan my meals, but this week was one of those weeks where I need to use some of the food that's in my kitchen, in the cupboard, all of that. So today we are making a favorite of mine, lasagna. I'm excited for this because lasagna is one of my favorite things to make. We're going to be making the white sauce from scratch and the tomato sauce from scratch as well. So I'm going to show you guys everything that we'll be using today, and all the ingredients will be in the description below so that you can follow the recipe with me and try it out at home. And yeah, let's get straight into it. Okay, so this is basically everything that you're going to need. You know, you've got some everyday seasoning, garlic salt, dried thyme, ground black pepper, lamb seasoning, even though, you know, we're using beef mince, but trust me, I don't know what it is, but for me, lamb seasoning and beef mince just works. So we've got that, we've got some herbs here, some garlic granules, some flour for the white sauce, some minced chopped garlic, some chopped onion, can't talk today, it's my phone stand. We've got some tomato puree, one of my favorite things ever, Maggi Liquid Seasoning, and then of course we've got some beef mince. Obviously everything else is like in the fridge right now, so I will pull it out when we're about to use it. But yeah, let's go, let's get straight into this. Right, so we've got our mince here. This is 500 grams of, I think it's the extra lean one. Yeah, it's 10% fat because, you know, you don't want to feel like you're straining off the fat for so long once you've cooked it. So I went for the 10% fat one, and now we're going to season this up. So we're going to add our minced garlic. This is 2 chopped garlic cloves. Just get all that in. I'll scrape the rest out later. And then you want to add your chopped onions. This is 1 small chopped onion. I'm going to add the whole thing in. And then you want to start to add your seasonings in as well. So what I like to do, I like to season up my meat, get it all mixed in nice and well, and then I put it on the heat. Now, some people would, you know, fry off the onions first, fry off the garlic. Me personally, I like it all together because I like to cook the meat, brown it all off, and just let all those flavors infuse together. So follow me, guys. Trust me. Trust the process because it's good. But anyway, you want to add some black pepper. And again, I'll be sure to add the exact measurements in the description below. So as you go, just watch me. You know, as I say all the time, I measure with my eyes, but I do try and get it slightly accurate for you guys, okay? So we've got some dried thyme, some garlic salt. As you can see, Dunn's River, I love off your products them. That's mainly what I use. Then we've got some everyday seasoning, which is nearly finished. So we're going to basically pour the whole thing in. We're going to put some of this lamb seasoning in. And this one's called, I think it's pronounced Raja. I hope it's pronounced Raja, but Raja, again, this is one of my favorite seasoning brands. They just seem to really cater to my taste buds. Okay, and then we're going to add some garlic granules. We're going to add some oregano. We're going to add a little bit of parsley, but we're going to add more parsley to the sauce when it's cooking, basically. So just a bit. Then we're going to add some Italian seasoning. And this seasoning in particular is mixed with a blend of dried oregano, basil, and red peppers. So if you didn't have that, then I mean, you could just put a little mixture of that in there. Just add a bit of that. And then some ground white pepper. And last but not least, our Maggi Liquid Seasoning. And then once you've got all that together, normally, or I say normally, but you can use your hands, but today I just can't be bothered, so I'm going to mix it with a spoon. You can do it whichever way you want, really, it's up to you, but just make sure you get it all mixed in very well. Get all of that together. And then once you're finished, we're going to get this on the heat and start to brown off the meat, okay? Then once you have got your meat all mixed up, you could leave this to marinate for a little bit, it's totally up to you. Whereas me, I'm going straight into it. You want to get your pan on that you want to brown your mince in with no oil. All of this meat is going to release its natural fat, and I mean, it makes it slightly healthier, you know, not totally, but slightly. So you want to just get it into a hot pan. You want to get all of your meat into the pan, like so. And then, so you don't like damage your pot, because a lot of people, you know, they be out here using the metal on the metal, and that's really not good. Get a wooden spoon and just begin to brown off your meat. Should take about 15 minutes until it's fully browned. Okay, so it's been about 10-15 minutes, because at a certain point when it's all browned, just like turn it down because you don't want it to burn. And as you can see, because I've used the lower fat mince, so the 10% fat, there's hardly any, that look. See, so you didn't need no oil in there. So now what we're going to do, we're going to add some tomato puree, about a tablespoon and a bit. Then we're going to add a whole tin of chopped tomatoes, good quality ones, you know, preferably the good stuff. And then you're going to also add some passata. We may actually need the whole thing. This is 500 grams, but we'll see. I've got a little bit left over. And then you just want to give that a stir. Yep, we're definitely going to need the rest. I like my sauce to be really saucy. That sounds very weird, but I mean, oh, I did pour in the whole thing. Yeah, I like my sauce to be, I don't know, just really deep. So that it's not dry. I think there's nothing worse than having a dry lasagna, you know. So what you're going to do is mix that in, just like mash up the meat as well, so that you haven't got like big clumps in there. And then you're also going to add 1 stock cube. I'm using a beef one. Just add that in there and mix it so it dissolves. Whilst that is dissolving, you also want to add in now your parsley that I talked about earlier. And then you also want to add a little bit of white pepper. You just want to season your sauce a little bit, because you're not using a jar sauce. You've got to remember you've not seasoned it. So you want to add a little bit of that, a little bit of garlic salt as well. And those that know, you've got to add just a little bit of sugar in there. It just brings out that sweetness. And you know, if you were using like the real tomatoes from Italy, then you know it will be just sweet and gorgeous anyway. But I'm not really sure how far my tomatoes came from, so we're adding sugar. Okay, right. Leave that to chill, and then I'm going to add some sugar in there. So I add a tablespoon of brown sugar. I know it looks like a lot, but trust me, it's fine. So you want to add that in, and then just turn up the heat so it's on medium, and then it can start bubbling up. And then you want to let this cook for about 45 minutes. I just like for it to be low and slow, because I think all those flavors will just work their way in together. So 45 minutes low. Once it starts bubbling up, turn it down on a low heat, and just let it do its thing. Kind of like making just spaghetti bolognese sauce, but you know, it's going to get that extra love in there because it's going to go in the oven as well, you feel me? So yeah, then put the lid on, leave it, taste it in about 15-20 minutes. Taste it, see if it needs any more salt or pepper. You know, just always taste, because you just want to make sure that, you know, before you put it in the oven, it's still got that flavor, you know. So yeah, make sure you mush up that meat as well, like I said, throughout. And then yeah, leave it 40 to 45 minutes on a low heat. And then this is what you're gonna need for the white sauce. You're gonna need some nutmeg, plain flour, milk. I like to add a bit of cheese to mine, and some butter, and then obviously salt and pepper as well. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get some butter. Again, I will put all the exact ingredients in the description below. Obviously, I've made this so many times at this point, I feel like I just freestyle it. So I'm going to get some butter and melt it into the bottom of the pan. Get it all melted. And what you're basically doing here, before you burn down your house, is you're making a roux. So you just want to melt that butter off. Turn down the fire if you need to. See, I'm using a small one, so you don't want it too high. You just want it to melt it and not burn it, okay? So just melt that butter. Once it's all melted, what you're going to do is you're going to add some flour to it. Now, normally the ratio is about the same from butter to flour, basically, but as I said, I'll be putting all the exact measurements in the description below, so you guys won't need to freestyle like me. So what you're then going to do, turn it right down, because you don't want the butter to burn, and then you're going to add in some flour. So I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons, because it was about, actually let me add in another half. It was about 1.5 tablespoons of butter, so you just want to try and keep it at about the same. Then you want to mix it on the heat like this, and what should happen is that you should get a paste like this. That's a roux. So the roux is almost cooking out the flour to make it into this paste, and then you don't want to leave it for too long. That's when you get your milk, and you're going to pour it in a little at a time. So just pour in a little bit, leave the milk to the side, and turn the heat up now as well. And then what I like to do as well, I also get a whisk, because I don't like lumpy lumps. So you just want to get it on the fire, bring that heat up, and then just start whisking it up like this. And as you can see, it will start to come together like this, and it starts to get thicker, like that. And I know I'm kind of going back on my word about the whole metal to metal thing, but you can't have lumps in your white sauce. It just doesn't work. It really doesn't work. So once it gets like that, you want to then add a bit more milk. Again, you're just adding milk at a time. Just take your time. This process feels like you've got to be patient, and you can't leave the fire. Like, don't do it. The moment you walk away from the stove, that's when it will catch, and you know, you start to smell burning, you freak out. So yeah, just keep it going, keep adding the milk until you've got your sauce. Pretty much got it into a paste like that with no lumps. I'm gonna go back to using my spoon and add some more milk and just stir it in like this. Again, like I said, it feels like quite a patient process, but it is worth it once it's done. So you just want to keep on mixing that in, and you'll get to a point where it almost needs to be like a gravy. You don't want it too thin, you don't want it too thick. It's just right, just in between, and you're good to go. And then what we're going to do is when this is thick enough, that's when we're going to season it. As you guys can see, it's starting to get thick. And I'm just kind of concentrating on not letting it burn because it's still cooking out that flour, hence why it's getting thicker. So you want to just again add your milk, very little and often, because you don't want it to get too runny. That's the worst part. When it gets too runny, you've got to get a next pan, make another roux, add to it. That's my method anyway, but if you just go a little at a time, you'll be fine. Then what we are going to do is season it. So we're going to add a little pinch of nutmeg, like nothing too drastic. Nothing too drastic, just like that. Then we are going to add some black pepper as well. Basically just seasoning the sauce, so black pepper, salt, and nutmeg should do the trick. I'm going to use garlic salt because I just like to use garlic salt. It's almost like using seasoning salt. Just adds that little extra. And then also I'm going to add a little bit of cheese, if you guys can see. About 50 grams worth. Again, nothing too much. Just a handful. Just a handful. Or maybe a little bit more. Why not? Let's get busy with it, as I always say. And then you just want to mix that in nicely. You can turn it down low now because technically you're just melting that cheese. Originally, I think you don't add cheese to a bechamel sauce, but I like to. I just feel like it just, you know, you'll know. Just follow the recipe and then you'll get what I'm saying. But yeah, it will start to get a bit thicker as well, so you might find that you need to add a bit more milk. And then once everything is pretty much together, you can turn this off and then reheat it once you're assembling your lasagna. But yeah, this is pretty much it. So I can turn this off now, or I'm going to add a little bit more milk because it just feels a little bit thick for me. And just mix that in. And then I can turn this off. So all in all, to make the sauce, it takes about 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. And then there you go, a nice lasagna sauce. Okay, so we're gonna actually cook our lasagna sheets now, but I wanted to check on this because I didn't even taste it when I should have tasted it. So guys, I mean, let's just hope, sorry, I'm getting a spoon. Let's just hope that, you know, I did this well, because it looks good. It looks nice. It looks very, very nice. Let me pull this. Let me pull you in closer so you can see, but it looks good. So I'm going to take a taste test now, just a little bit. You know when they say that silence is golden? Well, I should just not say anything and continue because better than expected. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, let's move on. You guys don't understand how good that sauce tasted. I feel like I just want to put it on top of some pasta and some cheese right now. But anyway, so what you want to do, normally I would use the like dry pasta sheets, but today I thought let me be fancy for you guys and use the fresh lasagna sheets. What you want to do, you want to get a dish like this. You want to pour some boiling water in there. Just pour it in. And then once you've poured it in, maybe like a quarter of the way, you're just going to put your sheets in. Hold on, this is me like struggling to open the packet right now. Hold on, I'll be back. Okay, so I open the packet, I've got my sheets, and according to the packet, these take 2 minutes to cook. So we're literally just going to drop them into the water. And another tip that they said is to put foil over it and let it steam. And I guess that obviously, you know, makes it cook quicker. But Chanell is going to do something slightly different here. Chanell is going to rest these sheets in here for 2 minutes, put them onto a plate, leave them to the side, and then assemble our lasagna. I'm going to do things slightly different because I don't want the pasta to be overcooked. You don't want mushy pasta, you know, so you're almost like just blanching it right now. Yeah, let me say that. Of course, you don't need to use fresh sheets. Remember, I just said I want to use fresh sheets because I'm being extra. So just leave it in here for 2 minutes. Obviously, it will start to look a bit more floppy. Put it onto a plate, like so. And what should be in your packet as well, sorry, bear with me, we're going to multitask here. There should be these little sheets. Basically, put that on top of that one so that your next lasagna sheet doesn't stick to this one, okay? And then you just want to do the same thing. Get your sheet, put it in the water, leave it for 2 minutes until it goes floppy like the other one. And you just want to do that with all your sheets. I'm making a lasagna that's this size, so we probably won't need all of that. And it's quite a good size. It fits pretty much to that. So, I mean, if you're trying to do a lasagna quickly, use the fresh sheets. So I'm probably going to do about, let's say 4 layers. I'll do 5 for good luck. So I'm going to do this same method to 5 layers, and then we're going to get assembling. Okay, so I have the white sauce back on the heat. Our meat sauce is ready. Our lasagna sheets are blanched off. Our dish is here. Let's get to assembling. Now, what I like to do, I always like to start off with a little bit of meat sauce at the bottom, just to like get us started. I mean, I don't know how anyone else assembles theirs, but this is how I do mine. So you just want to get, if you use a ladle, this, it's a little bit easier to get your sauce everywhere, I think. And you don't want too much on this layer because it's just the bottom one. So you're just going to pour that all over there. And then because I bought these amazing fresh sheets, we could literally just lay it on. Look at how perfect that is. Perfect. Then we want to get a nice big ladle of our meat sauce and just spread it around. I think we might get 4 layers, we might. But again, you don't want to like, don't pack it up too much, just spread that sauce out like so. Just make sure it's everywhere, don't leave any gaps. You don't want to take a bite and there's no meat. And then you want to put another one of your sheets on. So we've got 2 layers so far. And then what I like to do, I like to add a little bit of the white sauce, not too much though, and just kind of like get abstract with it. Pretend that you're doing like a painting. Because to be fair, I'm not one of those people with lasagna where I like to use the white sauce throughout it all. It's almost like I just freestyle it really. So just a little bit there. And then you want to add another ladle of meat sauce. About 2. Spread it around again. And then we're going to shake the table slightly. And you know how we're going to do that? We're going to add a bit of mozzarella to the party. I think just adding a little bit of cheese in the middle, it's just delish. Like if I had some Parmesan, now that would have been exciting. Just add a little bit, not too much, you know, you don't want to be going overkill with it. And then you want to add another layer again. These sheets are so perfect. I'm so impressed, Morrison's. I'm very impressed. Okay, and then this, I think this might actually be our final one because I don't even want to overpack it. And then the worst thing, I remember one time I was making lasagna for the first time, I overpacked it and it just went like everywhere. And see, I'm being very honest, a lot of people that are cooks probably never tell their stories of when they mess up, but I definitely used to mess up every now and then. Still do, to be fair. Still do. And you know, it's okay to mess up every now and then. That's how you learn. So yeah, I've pretty much done, how many layers is that? See, I've lost count. I think that was my third or fourth with all of that on there. I'm gonna add a little bit more of this, just a little bit, just like around. But again, I'm not gonna mix this one. I'm just gonna leave it. Then we're gonna add our final layer of pasta. Our final layer here. Woo! And then we're gonna pour all of that sauce on top. And to say I freestyled the sauce, I've actually made a perfect amount, which is great. I was so worried about not making enough. Then you just want to slide that around, get the top covered. I probably could have done one more layer, but if it was like here, I feel like it would have been too much. And I don't like the idea of things overflowing. If it overflowed, then, you know, we're losing our lasagna and it's not going into our tummies, and that's what we need. Then what you want to do is top it with some more cheese. And this is where you can just have fun. Just put as much as you want. Me personally, I just do enough that it needs. I don't kind of go crazy, only because I do like the sauce as well. So I don't ever like want it like 100% covered. I'll just freestyle it. Freestyle it. And then finally, see, there's still more to go. We add a little dash of parsley. And then this goes in the oven. To be honest, right now, I don't know because I've never used fresh pasta sheets, but we will find out today. I'm going to put this in at like 170 to 180 degrees, and I'm going to check on it after about 15 minutes because it's fresh pasta sheets. It won't take so long. So I'll check on it after about 15 minutes and we'll see then. So guys, we're 20 minutes in and there we go, done. Don't watch the brown bits. The flash is making it look extra brown, but look at that. The layers, everything. Oh my gosh. See, what I should have done, I should have made some garlic bread like what I normally do, but you know, I think I should just let this stand alone. I had to let it sit for a little bit because basically if you take your lasagna out and then you just cut into it, it will instantly just, it will just fall apart. Whereas you want that nice cut, sliced piece. You know that piece? Do you guys want that piece there? Yeah, so I'm going to leave it to sit. It's still quite hot. I'm going to leave it to sit for about another 5 minutes and then we're going to cut into it and you guys are going to take the first bite and then I'm going to take the second because, honey, lasagna is my favourite. Oh my God. Look, let me just get closer. Look at the cheese. Look at the cheese. I mean, if you don't like lasagna, I would really need to question whether you could be invited to the cookout, to be honest, because this is one of my favourite meals. And it cooked quickly, only 20 minutes because of that amazing fresh pasta. I actually recommend using fresh pasta sheets. I think it just, I don't know, it saved me so much time. But yeah, let's get into this. Okay, so I can't wait any longer. I mean, I don't know if you guys can wait, but I really can't. So we're gonna cut into this. I feel like, you know when you don't know whether you want to do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. No, it's got to be 4. It's got to be 4. Okay, let's go. We're gonna cut it down the middle. Oh, I'm sorry guys, but this is very, 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 very delicate. Like, if you could have just, oh, hold on. Okay, this is dedication right here because I really want to let you guys get a really nice close-up of this. Just look at that. I I mean, if food porn needed a meme right now, it would definitely be this. Then we're just gonna get all that from the side. You don't want to waste anything. You don't want to waste anything. Okay, let's lift this. Oh, and then look at that. I'm definitely gonna eat that off camera. I really don't care. Guys. You know when you know that you're a very greedy person? I'm not greedy, I just enjoy food, and look, see, I'm all having to just make sure that I look appropriate, you know. Fire. I had a little taste, just a little bit. So now, you know, we're going to take it out and taste it properly. Let's do this. Got my spatula, rolling my sleeves up. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous to do this. Why am I so nervous? I think it's because it's you guys, you're here with me, so I'm like, I want to impress you all. And I also want to try and get it so that you guys can really see. Let's see this. Oh my days. Oh, just look at that. Just look, that deserves to be a thumbnail. Just, oh, delish. Let's put it on the plate. And there you have it, your lasagna. Who's ready? Go and sit down and I'll bring you your plate over now. I had to do a little extra close up for you guys, just so that, you know, look at that goodness. Look at it. Look at it. I'm so impressed. You don't already know. You know when you taste something and you're like, no, did I really make that? Okay, let's just eat because I just really want to show it to you lot. If you're hungry watching this, like, go and get McDonald's or something because you're just going to be starving. Or go and get the ingredients and make this tomorrow. Like, go and make it. Or if you watch it in the morning, get the ingredients and make it because you will thank me. If you make this, drop me a comment and let me know. Tell me how good it is. That's how confident I am. Anyway, let's eat. Okay, guys, I'm just letting you know, this is probably one of the, sorry, I've got my plate on top of a baking tray because we're out here trying to make amazing videos for you. So tell me that look at, this might actually just be one of my favorite things that I've made for YouTube. And that's because I tasted a little bit and it was really good. So we've got to get straight into it. Let me roll up my sleeves. Let me even say a prayer. Thank you, God, for the food that I've prepared and we are about to receive in Jesus' name. Amen. Woo! Now, I want you guys to see this fully. I'm so excited. I've not had a full bite, so before anyone is like, you know, you didn't give us the first bite. I didn't take a full bite. I took a bite of the sauce, okay? Just get all of that in. You guys have that. And then Chanel will be having this. Oh my God. Thank you. One more. Let me even try and like pull it apart so you guys can just see what I'm talking about. When you're a foodie, this sort of stuff just brings joy. This sort of stuff just brings joy to your life. One more bite and then I'm signing out because I need to get into this.
Go make it. Get the ingredients below. Make it how I said, how I showed you. And then come back and thank me because... Is this hot? Is this hot? No, it's not. You could have this tonight. You could be eating this tonight or in the morning. You could... Whenever you want. Whenever you want. But, I mean, guys, I need to sign it out here because that was just a beautiful video. I love when a video comes together and it's just nice. But thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said, go and make this and leave a comment below because I enjoyed it. Clearly, you can tell. I'm about to pour myself a little alcoholic beverage. Get cozy. Maybe put a little Love Island on. Who's been watching Love Island, you know? Who's excited? Who's been watching the football? What have I been watching? What's I've been watching? I think that's about it. Love Island, football, and EastEnders. So I mean, let me know in the comments what you lot be watching when you're eating your dinner. And make sure you turn on that notification bell, you subscribe and get involved because you need to be a part of the party. You need to be a part of the cookout. You need to enjoy this food because this is what I do. I share it with you because I love you so much. And I love this so much. See you in the next video.